Ever since Cain and Abel, siblings have been rivaling and causing their parents grief. Most parents with multiple children realize that some of their children more naturally gravitate to being givers, others to being takers, and still others fall somewhere in between. But when they all grow up and you're dealing with adult children, either in a family business or when planning your estate, things can get really interesting. At first blush, a giver might sound ideal. This is your child that's generous, often patient with others, and can really be quite thoughtful. But be careful. As he gets older and experiences getting taken advantage of, the giver may also become passively aggressive, nice on the outside, scheming on the inside, sabotaging his taking siblings while keeping a smile on his face. Make sure that if you have a giver, he doesn't grow bitter and resentful on the inside. What about your child that's more of a taker? Who wants to be known as a taker? The label conjures up images of self-centered exploitation, constantly in attack mode to get what is his plus some more. But keep in mind that your taker may also be the one that is more likely to be goal-oriented, proactive, maybe even aggressive and persistent, all traits that can work good in a situation like a family business. I think the keys to giving the give and take balance the best opportunity to work out in any family are communication, consideration, and commitment. First, communication. Talk openly with your children about what you observe. Now, this needs to be done early in your children's lives so that the negative side of either tendency can be identified and avoided. If your children are older, say adults now, these habits are going to be pretty well baked in by this point, and this kind of conversation can be tough. But what if you find yourself in a family business together and you can't avoid the discussion? Well, in that case, you may want to seek help from a third party to guide your efforts. Find someone who can speak bluntly to everyone in the room, but who also understands your desire to foster longer-term unity. The second is consideration. Your children each come into this world with a unique mixture of character traits and tendencies. These require careful development and guidance over time. Of course, you want your adult children to understand one another, but just as importantly, as adults, they're going to have to learn to respect and value one another's differences. And the third is commitment. At the end of the day, this, whether it's working together in the family business or on your estate plan, won't work without commitment from all sides. Your children, your adult children, are going to have to commit to one another to work together. And you as the parents are going to have to commit to do whatever it takes to help create an environment conducive to that agreement. A significant part of that parental commitment is how you choose to plan your estate. Don't assume that simply adding everything up and dividing by 2 is necessarily the right thing to do. Your very different children will likely have very different desires when it comes to your estate, so talk to them about it. If significant differences arise and you can't figure out how to divide the baby or the business, consider using life insurance or some other form of liquidity to equalize what may otherwise be an unequal inheritance. But start working together now as a family to make sure that givers and takers can work together to strengthen your family, not pull it apart. Offering you wisdom on wealth, I'm Byron Moore.